Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Ruto has been in power for about 9 months. And if you were to do a survey amongst Kenyans, an honest Kenyan will tell you that this is the worst government since independence. And in terms of service delivery, this government scores very poorly. Very poorly. For the better part of today, there is a song that has been going viral. A song by hustlers expressing their disappointments on William Ruto's rule. Listen to this before we continue.
Kumbe mama mboga alikuwa ni Aisha Juma. Kumbe mama mboga alikuwa Penina Malonza. Mtu wa boda boda alikuwa ni Bwana Mutua. Mtu wa boda boda alikuwa ni Bwana Mutua. Mtu wa basikeli alikuwa Ababu na Mwamba. Mtu wa basikeli alikuwa Ababu na Mwamba. Mtu wa jua kali alikuwa Kithure Kindiki. Mtu wa jua kali alikuwa Kithure Kindiki. Mwanabiashara mdogo alikuwa ni Moses Kuria. Mwanabiashara mdogo ni Malaya wa Aga Khan. Asla mashinani asla mashinani ni Adeni Ndwale. Asla mashinani ni Adeni Ndwale.
Yes, that song is self-explanatory. When William Ruto was campaigning for the presidency, he made it very clear that he was going to form a government with the lowly in the society, the mamambogas, boda bodas, watu wa kiosk, viosk, maskini. William Ruto was very loud and very clear on that. Now as the president, he has formed a government with these fellow millionaires and billionaires. And to add salt into injury, William Ruto is pushing Kenyans to the wall on taxes. In fact, since independence, this is the only government that has actually tripled, doubled taxes. No government in the history of Kenya has ever imposed the taxes Ruto is imposing on Kenyans. So if you go by William Ruto's own narrative, when he was campaigning, he made it very clear when he was campaigning that he was going to form a hustler's government. The previous governments, as he was saying when he was campaigning, were dynastic. If you compare this government to the previous governments were more hustler-friendly than this one. In fact, this one is coming out as more dynastic. And I strongly believe that Ruto has destroyed that term of hustler maskini. Any future politician who will campaign on that platform will find it very hard convincing Kenyans. Ruto has messed up that wonderful term, maskini mamamboga. He has messed it up. He has spoiled for future hustlers. If you go through Taifa Leo today, Raia walilia Raila. Baadhi ya Wakenya wajibwaga mitandaoni wakimtaka kiongozi wa upinzani azungumzie gharama ya maisha. Yes. Sasa wamegeuza kilio chao kwa kiongozi wa Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Raila Odinga, wakimtaka hawatetei kufuatia kupitishwa kwa mswada wa fedha wa 2023 ambao una mapendekezo yatakayochangia kuongezeka zaidi kwa gharama ya maisha. Yes, that's today. If you go through that story, Kenyans are crying out for help, and all their pain and their sufferings, they are aiming at Raila Odinga. Please, Raila Odinga, help us. That's the sad state of affairs. Ruto is not listening. The elected leaders, members of parliament, senators, governors are not listening to the people. The people are now crying out to Raila Odinga. Please, Raila Odinga, help us. Let me say this. One thing that Kenyans should and must know, a leader who bribes his way into an elective office will never serve the people. Most of these members of parliament, senators and governors, they bribed their way into those offices by giving out tokens, money here and there. So they must use all the means they have at their disposal in making sure they recover back their money. They cannot defend the people. And that's why we are seeing some warming up to Ruto and his team. They are doing that for their own personal gains as elected leaders. They want to recover the money they used bribing Kenyans to elect them. The lesson to be learned there, a leader is not the one to bribe you. A leader should actually explain to you what he or she is going to do if you give him or her your votes. A leader coming with the tokens and the bribes, that's a leader who most definitely will not deliver. He'll be using such strategy to sustain his hold. And I'm saying that because even if you look at these elected leaders right now, some who voted for yes, who passed the finance bill 2023, I saw some distributing unga, some tokens in their constituencies. One such person I saw is Jalango. Immediately after voting for yes, after voting for the finance bill 2023, he was in Langata distributing unga. And some Kenyans were cheering him up. Kenyans should wake up. A leader who passed or voted for finance bill, that's a leader who should be rejected, irrespective of who he or she is. Whether your mother, your brother, your uncle, your friend, your relative. That's a leader to be rejected. The finance bill is going to add more burden on Kenyans than the 2 kg packet of unga these leaders are distributing. In fact, the cost of living is not only but going to triple, if not quadruple. And Kenyans are going to be forced to carry that burden. And then a leader comes to you with the 2 packets of unga and Kenyans are celebrating. Kenyans must reject leaders giving tokens to them. And the finance bill is a perfect way Kenyans weigh these leaders. Any leader who supported that bill, knowing fully well the ground was against it, because there was a survey that was done even before they voted, 93% of Kenyans were against that bill. Any leader who supported that bill went against the people. The people should deal with that leader. Yes. So Kenyans are crying out to Raila Odinga. That, in one way or the other, shows that Kenyans see Raila Odinga as their only hope. They have lost hope in William Ruto and his team. And that can explain why Ruto is growing and popular each passing day. I believe that Raila Odinga should actually weigh the situation and act accordingly. Because this is the right time, the position to put William Ruto and his team where they belong. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. If you want to support our channel, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through that number. Let's meet in our next analysis.